Good day everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and today I would like to have a look with you at the E75 TS. And I know the tank is like out now for 3 days or something, on the Supertest at least, and I know I'm a little bit slow, but again I had to do some more finals and some more celebration that it's finally over, and some more getting over it that I'm finally having vacation. Anyway, this is the E75 TS, or TeamSpeak, I don't know. And it looks really weird. First, when I saw this tank, I was like, God damn it, Wargaming, why is this tank so goddamn ugly? But now, after looking at it more, I have to say, I actually like the looks of this tank. It has this distinct E75 hull, a Löwe turret, when you want to say the German pronunciation, with added panzer plates, armor plates. The gun mantlet, which is pretty darn big, a decently small cupola on the right hand side and not in the middle, as the Löwe has it usually, and some Panzer IV heat screens. So that looks pretty darn interesting and something more or less unique in my personal opinion. Again, Wargaming usually has a nice little text written out for us, but I want to skip about it because, well, in the end, let's be honest, you can read it for yourself, and we are more interested in those stats over here. And I think the best thing would be to compare those stats with the Tiger II. There are some rumors out there that this tank might be part of the E100 tank tree rebalancing. So there are chances that the Tiger II will get put away or put down, I don't know. And the E75 TeamSpeak will be the tank which is going to be the replacement for it. Again, those are just rumors, and we have 2 more tanks to also look at it. So yeah, let's jump into the stats of the E75 TS. It has 1600 hit points, which is for tier 8 pretty decent, but again, there are betters, but there are also worse. And that's the same amount as the normal Tiger II. The armor looks kind of interesting. It has 140mm upper front plate armor, 80mm on the side and 80 in the back. And this is in theory worse than what the Tiger II has. It has 150, and we already know that the 150mm of the Tiger II are pretty darn trash. Now you might say, but Raging, I saw some people saying that this has the E75 hull. Yes, but no, the looks of the hull are E75-ish. But I need to point out that the E75 upper front plate is 160mm thick and the lower plate 30, excuse me. So chances are that we might get a 140mm upper front plate and a 130mm lower plate, as it looks from the, or just how it looks at the moment. I'm searching, maybe, yeah, this picture could help us a little bit. From the looks of it, definitely it looks like the E75 hull. And I do think, though, however, that this upper front plate will be worse because, yeah, you can't really make a tier 9 hull on tier 8. There has to be still chances that it is not too strongly armored. The lower plate, I even think they could do 120mm because as long as you're angling properly, the much steeper angle makes this tank much more enjoyable to bounce shots with than this pretty darn big lower plate of the Tiger II, which is also rather, which is not that good armored, let's say like this. One thing I didn't really look at is how much is the upper front plate armor of the E50, and it's 150, not 140. So I might even say that the armor will be most likely or something comparable to what the E50 has when it comes to upper front plate armor. Well, it might be around 240, 260, depending what angle you're looking at, maybe 100mm lower plate, maybe 120. Nevertheless, it will definitely be better than what the Tiger II has at the moment from my point of view. I think also another big upgrade will be the additional turret armor and the looks of the, or in general, that the turret is thicker. The huge gun mantlet is a big plus of the Löwe, and it can eat a decent chunk of shots. Still, weak spots are below here, and the weak spot are obviously the cupola. This tank will still have this cupola. The good thing, however, is that it might be that this viewport might absorb some of the damage. But on the other hand, we do not know yet if those view rangefinders will count as weak spots as well, because when we look at the current E75 model, which has such weak spots or such viewfinders, they they are the weak spots of this tank. You can see they are only 80 millimeters thick, depending where you are hitting. And just so you know, it's the same thing with the Type 5 Heavy. The Type 5 Heavy also, the only real weak spots frontally are those, those viewports. Those up here, they're only 166 millimeters thick and is the lowest armor value frontally of this tank. Nevertheless, I think the armor of the new E75 TS will be much more enjoyable to use than what we have with the Tiger II. The Tiger II's problem is simply that the upper front blade is just very weak against same tiered opponents. The same with the turret, which is 185 millimeters thick. The cupola actually is pretty decent with 150, but then we have the unhistoric, apparently, 40 millimeter roof, which, well, makes every single Russian 122 millimeter gun overmatch this part, which again is a little bit saddening. So yeah, this is not really the good part about this tank, about the Tiger II. The new E75 TS apparently also has 230 and 120 millimeters of turret front and turret side armor, which sounds pretty darn decent, and I think again it will most likely be comparable to what the Love has, maybe even a little bit bigger or fatter and thicker, and those sides are not just 120 millimeters thick and 80 back here, but more 120 millimeters thick, which is good, which is definitely good. The engine has 1200 hit points, and this beasts the Tiger II's 700 hit points and gives it a power to weight ratio of only 13.3. The problem, however, is the Tiger II is going to be still speedier than the E75 TS because it has 38 kilometers per hour top speed. And with only 1.3 HP to ton ratio difference, yeah, you will see that the E75 will accelerate faster, the TeamSpeak version will accelerate faster, but with only 1.3 HP per turn ratio difference, there won't be too much of a difference nevertheless. So yeah, that's not really that good in my opinion. The rear speed of 15 kph is pretty decent compared to the 12 kph of the Tiger II, and is somewhat in line what the E75 on tier 9 has. Suspension traverse speed or hull traverse speed is 3 degrees slower, and the turret traverse with 22 degrees per second is 6 degrees slower. So you can see the E75 TeamSpeak, he definitely pays for the additional armor with slower movement in general and sluggisher mobility, which I don't really think is a bad idea. If you think about, we might be getting the E75 as a tier, this one as a tier 8, this one as a tier 9, and the E100 as a tier 10. I don't think that is too bad because we all know the E100 and the E75 are not the most speedy tanks, so it makes sense to me personally. The view range with 390 meters of view range is also very much acceptable because you can easily play with coded optics, use vertical stabilizer and your casual tank gun rammer for the best DPM. When you use a Brothers in Arms, have a recon and an situational awareness skill, you get 460 meters of view range, which is very much acceptable, especially as you have a radio operator most likely as well. And if not, well, does the E100 actually have a radio operator? And now I'm a little bit curious. Yeah, it has. So yeah, you're going to get a decent chunk out of it. Like, you can totally easily get those skills pretty frequently with a free skill crew, which is totally nice. And 460 meters of view range is something not to cough at. So the gun has 227 millimeters of AP penetration and 282 of APCR, which is almost like the same as what the Tiger II has. The Tiger II has 2 millimeters less on the AP, but 3 millimeters more on the APCR. So basically the same. When it comes to alpha strike or alpha damage, however, there we have a difference, and this difference is not that insignificant. We have 320 on the Tiger, but 360 on the E75 TS. And this is another clue, in my personal opinion, towards Wargaming wanting to redo the tree with this one right here, with the E75 TS. Because we know the E75 is known for its good upper front plate armor and the punchy 490 alpha gun. And well, the E100 has a 750 alpha gun, maybe even 940 when the sandbox server comes through, which I hope not. But they are known for more punchy guns, at least for the Germans. So yeah, I totally see that the E75 TS could be a decent replacement for the Tiger II. What they're going to do with the Tiger II, I don't know. Maybe put it a tier down like they did with the King Tiger captured version. I don't know. The accuracy of 0.35 is acceptable. It's not too bad. The problem, however, is the aim time of 2.7 seconds, which is very, 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 very long. And you have to keep that in mind. I think the Löwe himself has also, has the same amount of aim time, and playing the Löwe sometimes or the Löwe sometimes, it really feels like an eternity until you are aimed in. And this is kind of a letdown, to be honest. Nevertheless, the gun feels great after you aimed in, but again, it's a little bit of a letdown and it's a little bit meh at best. But yeah, 2.7 seconds aim time, 12.3 seconds reload time is pretty long, but we can calculate the DPM and compare it with the one of the Löwe and of the Tiger II. So 60 divided by 12.3 times 360 gives us a DPM of 1756, which is better than what the Löwe has, but worse than what the Tiger II has. Overall, you also get 8 degrees of gun depression, which is similar or the same amount what the Tiger II has. So yeah, I'd be happy. And this is the E75 TS. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this beast. Do you think it will be a replacement for the Tiger II? Or do you think there will be another premium tank? Please don't forget we just recently or will recently get the VK7501. So yeah, what should I say to this? It would be a little bit weird to sell another tier 8 German premium tank. Oh wow, you can't see it. Because tanks.gg is a little bit fricked up. But yeah, we will get this tank, which is pretty decently armored and has really weak side armor. However, it's like 50 millimeters the upper front and the other one is 80. But yeah, we'll get this tank as a premium tank really soon. So we will see how that goes or that plays out. If you liked the video, let me know with a like, and if you didn't like it, feel free to thumbs it down and give me some feedback. If you are new to the channel, please consider to subscribe. I'm not only giving you previews of such tanks, I'm also trying to do guides and replay commentaries or Raptor analysis like I did with the T-34 free game. And yeah, feel free to stay around because we are going to have a look at the M48A2 Räumungspanzer and the TL1 LPC as well later in the day. Cheers guys.